Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to 2021. So you made it through 2020. Hard to believe, right? What a year. What a historical year that was. I know I can't believe that I made it in some ways. I got to the finish line and was feeling pretty wiped out, actually, pretty depleted. And, generally around the time of the new year, of course, there's a lot of celebration. And this year was different for many people, myself included. And I have to say that even though I missed friends and family, it was a bit of a relief to just have a very quiet, gentle beginning to the new year. I feel like we all have a lot to process from last year, and we're probably going to be processing it for quite some time. But I personally, most years I start off the new year with my like goals in hand, and first or second day into the new year, I'm off to the races, and it just didn't feel right this year. I really felt like I needed to take some extra time to just rest and really just kind of land in the new year. And now I'm easing into some goal setting for 2021. And that's partly why I'm talking to you here. It's one of the reasons, but I have a couple of things that I'm really working on this year. And one is an invitation to you today to join my community, which I'm going to be, I would call it a guided conversation through 2021 that is going to be very helpful for staying grounded. Because as one of the things that we can all agree to, I think it's that while we are in a new year, a lot of things haven't changed. We're still living through this pandemic. And while many of us have found ourselves in a new place doing new things, and we're getting used to that, many of us are still kind of floating around in uncertainty. And even those of us who haven't had so much change, we're still navigating the day in and day out of this pandemic. And pandemic aside, of course, there are all the things that have been going on in the world: political tensions, social unrest, all of those things. It's created a lot of fear and uncertainty for a lot of people. And so staying grounded can be the most important thing for not only staying in a place of well-being, not getting your system all into the stress response, but also just staying in a place of hope and optimism, no matter what's going on in the world. I think that's the most important thing right now for most of us. It's just remembering that there is a bigger picture. So that's what I'm going to be offering on a weekly basis. I'm going to be offering videos and articles and food for thought and other things, just to kind of help you stay nourished, keep your body, mind, and soul nourished, and to stay grounded in a place of well-being. The other thing about this community that I would like to talk about is just I'll talk about it in the analogy of a community garden. So in a community garden, if you think about it, you have your little plot of land, and you've gone in there maybe because you don't have a yard. Like if you live in a city, community garden is where you're going to actually be able to plant flowers or vegetables or what have you. But if you don't live in a city, it's just a nice place to gather with people. So, but maybe you go in and you're new to the community garden, and you're just minding your business. You're planting your seeds and enjoying the process of planting the seeds and watching them grow, and watching this amazing process of nature take these tiny little seeds and then turn them into full grown plants, whether that yields flowers just for the sake of beauty, or whether that yields sustenance, vegetation, vegetables. Either way, it's a beautiful and miraculous thing to garden and to watch your process turn something into life, to give life to it. So the thing about the community garden, though, of course, in contrast to gardening alone, which is also a very healing practice that a lot of people enjoy, but it's the fact that you're with others, and maybe you start out, in your own little plot, in your own little world, but then you look across the garden, and you see someone who's been planting this flower that you've been trying to grow, and maybe you haven't had much luck with it. Maybe you kind of feel like you have a purple thumb when it comes to this one plant. You just keep killing it over and over again. But this woman over here, she is growing this beautiful blooms, and you really want to know how, like, what's her secret. And so one day you strike up a conversation, and she shares her secrets, and you start sharing yours about what you're working on. And then pretty soon that conversation turns to other things, children and passions and interests. And pretty soon you have a friend and also a support, not just in the process of growing your plants, but in the process of life, in all aspects of life. And so that's the idea behind this community. It's a place where people can go to get inspiration and to plant seeds for their own projects, and then to get support as they're watching these projects bloom and take shape. And so that's the reason that I did create Joie de Vivre. Joie de Vivre is the community. And, there's this overarching theme of well being and joy, and the fact that we can bring those things to every day, no matter what's happening in life, no matter what's happening in the world. Those things can still be part of our day to day. And so that really has been the reason that I wanted to bring Joie de Vivre into being. And this year, I feel like we could all, I mean, most people, again, have been feeling pretty depleted, at least the people I've been talking to. And so this is a chance to restore, to get some new inspiration for the new year, and to maybe get more clear about the seeds that you are planting. And also to approach those seeds in a different way. Again, like maybe in contrast to the list and charging out the door, it's more about an intentional setting of some primary goals for the year. But anyway, we're going to be doing more of that in the group together. And so I would love to invite you. And I'm leaving all the information that you need in the box below, so you can check out the link there, and you can also email me if you have any questions about what's involved in joining the community and what your contribution needs to be, if any. But I would just love to have you on board, because I think nowadays a safe space, a safe, supportive community is vital, because we are so separated from each other as this pandemic drags on. So feel free to join me. I would like, we're really starting up February 1st, but you can get on board at any point up until, or you can get on board at any point. It's not like a course where you have to join at a certain time. You can join at any time, but the program is really kind of starting February 1st. So anyway, I would love to have you on board. And like I said, feel free to give me a call or email me to find out more. All right, well, I look forward to seeing you there.